Hello everyone, I am Plankara, and today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Paths to Nowhere. Yesterday, I finished the hair, although there are some things I would touch up about it, now that I'm looking at everything as it is now. And of course, present me is always way pickier than past me. But regardless, there's a few things I want to touch up here, and then I was also remembering that I totally forgot to do the shadows. Because I can never escape the hair. The hair, it always comes back to haunt me. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and fix up some of these areas that just don't look quite right to me. The first is gonna be the tip on here. It's going a bit too far down. I think that's this one. Yeah. It's going a bit too far down. So we'll just scrunch some of this back up again. I also think the curl on it is also wrong. No more Balt Shalom on this specific head angle, but I haven't done the up head angle yet. And then there's the corners. So there's gonna be way more Balt Shalom to come. Gotta be so much Balt Shalom. But it's okay. I probably won't have to take off her hair at all for this specific angle. Well, anyway, good morning, Vivi. How are you doing today? Huh. Well, that's not too bad then. At least for me, it's always nice when I can do that. As long as it's, like, right before my alarm and not, like, 2 hours before it. Because 2 hours before it just means that I only get, like, 5 hours of sleep. My schedule is too heavily regimented for me to get away with something like that. So I at least have most of the hair done here. I'm kind of... Oh no. Yeah, I know that feeling. It happens to me quite a lot too. I tend to have some pretty bad insomnia streaks. Lately for me it's just been sleepwalking, rather than raw insomnia, but sleepwalking's not much fun either. I forget what I was trying to say before, but probably the general gist was something along the lines of I'm hoping to be able to finish off this downward head angle so this way I can finally get into the other ones. The upward one being the main one that I still need to finish up. I'm hoping that the corners I won't have to rig them entirely from scratch. I'll just be able to clean them up a bit. That's the hope. Sometimes it works out that way, sometimes it doesn't. Generally, I do have to do a whole bunch of cleaning up in that area, though. Alas, the computer's interpretation of what I'm trying to do is not super accurate. That's why we get this. Look at that jaw, man. It's beautiful. So incredible. It makes me laugh every time I see it. Part of me is almost a little bit sad to lose it, but it's for the best. So that's why I need to fix it. That's why it needs to be cleaned up. It's okay, that day will come. Probably not this week, because I still have the upward head angle to fix and, well, to do, not just fix, but to finish up, and then I think I'm gonna touch up the left and the right side before I jump into the corners. Just make sure that everything is exactly as I want it. Give the computer as many clues as I can, so it can try to approximate what I'm trying to do, and I can just help it fill in the spots that didn't get quite right. But I'll try to give it as much good information as possible. And for that, everything needs to be as good as possible before I jump in there. Hence, revisiting the left and right as well. It's okay. It was like past me from like how many ever weeks ago was the one that worked on that, so just imagine how much pickier present me must be compared to my past self of several weeks ago. Just based on how much pickier I seem to get day by day. I should be able to find all kinds of things. All kinds of things to fix up. Meanwhile, these strands never quite seem to get along with me. But it's alright. They can't elude me forever. I'll find good spots for them regardless. Let's see, is that better? It's definitely closer. Just kind of need to pull things all the way down to the tip there. Right now, some things are kind of bunching up right there. Just need to align the vertices a little bit better. Make sure there's enough space between them. Otherwise, they'll get like claustrophobic or something. I don't know. Okay, and then the strand here. Just super, super minor problems. Barely even worth worrying about, but it was bothering me, so I wanted to go fix it. Yeah, and I think the shape change there is fine. Okay. Now just to worry about those highlights that were giving me some trouble yesterday. And the back hair here. So the way back hair works is because it's attached to the back of the head. Even though most of the hair in the front goes down, the hair on the back goes up. Because the back of the head goes up. And the hair when the head moves down. So I'm trying to stay true to that, but I don't know, it still doesn't look right. Still doesn't quite look right. It's like, this might be a case where I have to go look at the mesh. Because I remember having a lot of trouble with that area, like, everywhere. Yeah, let's take a look at the mesh here. See if it can give me some clues as to what's going wrong here. So it's like I definitely want some of this to be going up, but maybe not quite that much? Is that what's throwing everything off here? Let's find out. Let's find out here. Okay, I see. So because I'm going up to a thicker part on this strand, because like it's super thin down here, but it gets thicker near the top. And so since I'm going up near a thicker spot, we probably don't actually see very much of the shadow here. And I was kind of insisting on getting it to show before. So I was probably making that highlight like super thin when I shouldn't have. So let's thicken it up a bit. Let's thicken that up a bit and see what happens. Still feels a bit weird. But I think that's probably ultimately the way it has to be. So I'll move things up a bit. See if I can't get some of these areas a little bit thicker. And let's see. Yeah, pretty much all the way through is going to be, since it's going up, everything is going to be a bit closer to this strand over here. Maybe except for the tip. Just because that strand is going to be in a thicker spot than it was when it was just kind of hanging out. Something like that. Okay. I think I'm beginning to understand. Understanding is coming. Okay. I am kind of half looking at the mesh, half looking at the art. Because the art matters a lot here. I'm not necessarily trying to untangle a bunch of vertices. I'm just lost and confused. Okay. But I think I'm starting to work it all out. Slowly but surely. It's like this area is not as prominent as some of the other areas that I work on. But it's noticeable enough that I think if it's squirming as much as it is now or was at the beginning of my session for today, that it would look kind of bad. So I definitely want to make sure that all of this is kind of going to the right place and everything is at the right angle. It's a bit tricky, though. I'm just kind of making guesses here. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. But I think I'm getting somewhere here. The angles right down the middle here still feel pretty wrong. So I probably just need to pull things over a little bit since everything is moving towards a thicker part of the strand on top of it. So it makes sense that I see a little bit less of certain areas. Let's take a look. Just try to get the angle on this right. In fact, maybe I should actually hide that strand for a little bit. Hide that strand for a little bit and try to make sense of what's going on underneath. Because I'm having trouble getting the angle on this highlight to look right. Let's see, what does it look like again? Kind of like that. Okay, I'm not too far off. It's mostly just the top that's wrong. Good to know. Good to know. And yes, here we are. More bald spot Shalom. I told you she was coming back. She always comes back. Because it's always hard to see what's going on underneath some of these things. And And I need to be able to see in order to get it all right. If I can't see, then I'm just guessing, and even more than usual. It makes it hard to do anything. Yes. It's okay, the VODs will forever be on the live tab on my channel if you ever need to revisit Baldspot Shalom on your own. It'll always be funny. And anytime I rig a new model, there will always be more bald whoever it is I'm working on. Baldness is an inevitability with making models like this. Alright, let's turn that strand back on. And we'll take a look here. Okay, things are poofing out toward the left there a little bit too much. So I'll bring that on back in. Too much poof here. There we go. Let's see if that's any better. Yeah, I think so. I think once I fix up the angle on the top, that'll be pretty good. And then I can get into the hair shadows that I completely forgot about yesterday. Just as well, I didn't have time to work on them yesterday. Nor the brain. Brain was very much pudding yesterday, which is probably why I left this highlight area so, squirmy. If my brain was functioning, there's no way I would have missed all those details. That's okay. It gets tired after a while. Rigging is a relatively new endeavor for me, so I do not have the mental stamina that I do for art yet. Still work in progress. I'll get there. And I'm sure someday I'll be able to rig for like 8 hours straight and be fine too. Might need to take a look at the mesh again. Yeah, let's do that. See if I can figure out what's going on in this area right here. So, like here, here. Just gotta watch carefully. I'm not too worried about the triangles on the outside here, but the way they're moving out of the corner of my eyes is kind of bothering me, so I'm gonna just very roughly move them up so it's not quite as noticeable. Hopefully it doesn't distract me. Looks like I was just moving them up a little bit too much there. Perhaps. I don't know, it's giving me some clues, but some things have changed enough that it's actually a little bit hard for me to follow it all. So probably something like this. Another case of I'm just kind of guessing and hoping for the best. I feel like that's how a lot of my art works. It's just like, okay, I can tell something's wrong. Let's try to move some stuff around and see if that helps. Yay! This is why the liquify tool is my friend. It really is. It lets me be very experimental. I think this is also why I like the way groups work in Krita, the art program that I used to draw. And that I can just throw everything that I want to liquefy into one group and it'll just move together. In Photoshop, I kind of constantly felt like I was having to guess. But in Krita, I actually can just move everything all at once. And it's very nice. I wouldn't be surprised if Photoshop has that functionality too, because it's been a hot minute since I've worked in any other program. I've thought about trying others, but then I'm just like, I'd have to pay money for things when I can just use this sweet free program that I already like. So it's like, why? Let's see, is this actually good? Oh, it's a bit hard to tell. I still kind of feel like the angle on it is wrong. It's gonna bother me for a while, isn't it? Oh, it's always so deeply unfortunate when areas do not want to cooperate with me. It's okay. I'll get them back into place. Get them back where they belong. It'll be fine. Let's have some more balding. Okay, significant balding. Let's go. I just feel like if I can work out this last little wrinkle there, then everything will be fine. But I think that was the wrinkle that was bothering me. All I needed to do was actually look and see what the problem is. Because, yeah, when I actually took away the hair and could actually see underneath, it's like, oh, that's what was wrong. Okay, let's fix it. Makes it so much easier to see, you know? Alright, so I'll just try to follow that angle all the way down. Even through the areas that are going to be covered up by hair. Just because, like, I wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't a problem in the first place, so... I'll just... very gently and very carefully try to straighten all this out. Try to get everything squirming when there's no hair covering everything, and once everything's no longer squirming when there's no hair, well, it should stop squirming when there is hair. Or at the very least, it's a good start. It's a good place to start. I'll take that. I'm just trying to get the angle of this highlight a little bit better. And everything about it was just looking really off. Okay, and then I think once I get rid of this distortion at the bottom, I think this is probably okay. There's just like a bit of distortion right through here. Okay. Cleaned that up, so let's see how it looks with all her hair back on now, and let's see if that solved all of my problems here. Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. Shadow time. I'm gonna do the shadows on her head first. Oh man, that looks super ominous. It's great. Okay. So let's see how much of this I can just copy from the strand itself. Hair bang, side bottom. Hair bang, side bottom strand. Hair bang, side bottom. There we are. But no, I need the actual strand. I can't, that's the loop. Okay, well I'm gonna want to do that eventually. Hair bang, side bottom, left, yes. Okay, I can't do that one. True. She is always very ominous looking. It just means that I'm doing it right as far as I'm concerned. Okay, can't do that one. Okay. That's right. I always forget how much of the shadow meshes I was able to keep the same. So let me see. When looking down, I feel like the shadow should be showing itself a little bit more. Especially right around here. Make her look a little bit more ominous. Always embrace the ominous. Okay. I'll just gently kind of slide some things around here. Pull some things out right around here. Maybe something like that. And just, I'm gonna clean up that edge a little bit before I test it. Alright, edge cleaned. How's that? Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. Let's get the bang now. And I'll just kinda clean up this side too. It's always nice to work with the solid color again after working with all the heavy texturing on the hair and pretty much every other part of this art. As the shadows are very simple in terms of coloring. So I can put them wherever I want, really. It's almost like a nice little break. The only reason that the meshes on them are so complicated is because I was trying to make it so I could just copy and paste the mesh from the hair onto the shadow, but it didn't quite work out for me. My plans did not come to fruition. That's okay. I'll just do it manually. It's totally fine. The shadows on from the hair here on, well, pretty much any of the shadows on the face really are all super subtle, so I'm trying to keep some of that, but with a downward head turn I want to make them a little bit more noticeable, have them stand out just a little bit more. I think it's working out quite well. There we go. Alright, before I test it, I want to get this one in. This one may be sticking out a little bit too much. Especially near the edge there. Under the eye, I think looks quite good though. Like, very creepy, very spooky. I approve. Yeah. A little bit too much near the top here. So that'll be this one and this one. Let me just slide these back on up a little bit. I thought everywhere else looked pretty good. But there just looked more like it was sliding than it did her hair just kinda casting more of a shadow due to the angle change. Still not quite enough. That might be too much. Only a little bit too much. Probably easier to go back and fix both of those manually than to use the brush. This way I have more precise control. Brush is great when I want to move large areas long distances, but less good when I just want to move tiny, tiny little areas small distances. Alright, there we go. Time to turn on the body shadows. Okay. Yeah, some of these are quite off. Like, look at this little guy over here. Let's see how many of these I get to just not worry about. Hair. Da, da, da. Okay, that one I have to do manually. Yeah, that's right, one of them I accidentally misnamed. Okay, well, I'll, let's see. Which one? Thin shoulder clump strand. Okay, so let's look for thin shoulder clump strand. Have to do some reading, so that's gonna make my talking a little bit more confused than normal. Where's their transform here? That should not be there. Thin shoulder clump strand. No. Yes? What are you? Are you the shadow? I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. So let's see, which areas do not have good-looking shadows? You. That one does not have a good-looking shadow. So hair thin. Let's look here. Hair thin. Shoulder clump. Hair thin, shoulder clump. Strand. Right. Hair thin. Do I have to name all the parts individually? Yes. Each layer gets named individually. Hair thin, shoulder clump, strand. Not this one. Strand. Hair thin, shoulder clump right. I wish I could make this a little bit thicker without, or scroll horizontally without having to pull shenanigans. Okay, okay, so you're a shadow. You're the actual one. Okay, let me make sure that's good. Are you the shadow? Yes, you're the shadow. You're not the right layer. It'd be nice if I could just copy and paste them, but I misnamed some of the layers. So, deeply unfortunate. Let's just work on the shadows here for now. And I can worry about this couple of strand shadows in just a second. Okay, here we are. I'm just gonna slide these back on up. Alright. Get the general gist there, and then I'll worry about getting them into the perfect location. In just a sec. Oh, I actually did pretty good there. Nice. Okay. I was expecting that to be a little bit more work, but it looks like I just have to kind of fix things up over on the side here. I'll take it. But yes, have you ever looked at my layer panel over there and wondered why some of the names are so long and specific? It's because I do have to name them all individually, and I like to try to give them names that I will be able to recognize. So I kind of use specific rules. Kind of give me an idea of what I'm looking at here. Or give me some idea of what name I should look for just by looking at the strand itself. I'm not always entirely consistent though, because as you might imagine, I go slightly insane trying to name and cut 300 something layers. So, sometimes mistakes are made. The unfortunate truth. Mistakes are made. Even though I go through and very thoroughly check all the layers afterward, mistakes are still made. It's unavoidable. But it's fine. It's totally fine. It makes me go like that too. But if you're ever curious, go check out the last part of art cutting. And that's just me going through all the layers, screaming internally as I try to work it all out. I should make a playlist for all that. I'll do that after stream today. I might as well. I was planning on doing all that once the entire process was done, but you know, the art has been cut. I can put all the videos for art cutting together. They'll be in order in my live video list anyway, but the playlist just makes them easier to collect. They're just all there. Ah, this is actually covering up the hand. I might have to exclude the hand from this. Let me see. 'Cause yeah, I don't want that to happen. Let's do that before I forget. Where even is the hand here? Left arm. Okay, here we are. Hand. Is that the right one? Okay, it is. And by the right one, I mean the left one. Alright. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to, instead of making a mask so that it only shows on a specific layer, I'm going to make a mask so that it does not show on a specific layer. So right now you can see the shadows on the hair kind of overlapping her fingers. And that's fine. I don't know, is it supposed to be on top? I guess this layer does look like it's on top. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Okay, never mind. For a second there, I thought the hair was supposed to be behind the fingers, and I actually... No, I'm actually quite certain it is. Okay, let me actually properly do this then. Yes, the hand is supposed to be behind the... Okay, that's gonna be a bunch of draw order stuff I don't want to deal with right now, so I'm just gonna deal with the mask. I'll deal with the draw order once I start rigging the body. But yes, I think the hair is supposed to be behind the fingers, and so I don't want the shadows to show up on the fingers. And I just need to make a couple of reverse masks to get that to happen. Okay, let's see here. I'm just gonna do the index finger for now, because doing the entire hand would be suffering. And if I end up needing more, I will cross that bridge when I get there. Oh shoot. I did not mean to click on the layer. I meant to drag it. I heard there's supposed to be some UI fixes coming in 0.9 for stuff like this. So I'm looking forward to that. Having to... Well, only being able to drag it is a bit inconvenient. I think it'd be nice to be able to drag or do something else. And then I think I want the palm too. Okay. That should be fine for now. If I need more, I'll do it then. Because that's a pain. And I'll worry about the draw order in a little while. Do I feel like doing that right now? Maybe I do. What number is the hair shadow composite anyway? Or here? So I want to make sure that this is higher than the head. 153. Okay, so the goal here is to make it so this way the hair is above the head, but below the finger. So we're gonna get some bald. I have to remember my rules here. Let me see, lower numbers draw first. Okay. Jump scares indeed. Maybe it'd be easier just to use the hand. Because I do want the hand to be near the top, I just want it to be under the coat. Okay. Oh wow, even that wasn't enough. Okay. So this is gonna be shenanigans. Okay, yeah, it's probably worth doing this now. Probably gonna have to be a combination of draw order on the hair and the hand. How am I gonna do this? I actually have to think for a second here. 153... in the 40s. Can I just get away with adjusting the order on these guys? Let me see, these are all 70s. So if I just make... this like... yeah, 300s. I make you closer to, like, I don't know, 100. Can I get away with that? Cannot. Cannot. Man, this is gonna affect the entire order of the entire thing. Ooh. All because a little strand of hair is going on top of her finger. It's okay. I mean, if I want to move that hand, it's going to be more than that. $233 with the hair 70. Actually, before I do that, I need to... Oh, god damn it. Because now... shenanigans have happened. What? And now the program is confused. Oh no! Okay, no more Control Z. I gotta be really careful about that. So if I can make you... like... where... if I can make you... yeah, just... the fingers. The fingers can be, like, on top of everything. So if I can make you guys, like, 20... that should solve all my problems, and I'll pretend. Oh, right, that's what I was checking. Checking the draw order on the fingers. Okay, I'll use 230, 229, 228. Okay. So this means the tip is on top, it looks like. Yeah, tip is on top. So 20... 19... yes. So they count down. 18. S 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. Okay, did that get it? Does it look right? Maybe not quite. Right there. I might have messed up the order. Because maybe it's different here. And I didn't really check it. 13, 12, 12, 13. All I can really do is try something now. 12. Okay, no, that's worse, I think. Oh, shoot. I don't actually remember how I had it before. I really should have checked that first. But I don't really have a good way to get it back. Okay, let's... things are already a little bit broken, so what's the worst that can happen, right? 222. Oh, you're not letting me go back. Okay. Oh no, do I... oh dear. Well that's a crash. One moment, please. Yes, deeply unfortunate. It's okay, it'll take me just a second to get back up. It's okay, this is why we talk about autosave, helping us out. Let me switch back over here. And no, I just have to get the right window up here. There we go. Okay. We're back, I think. Cool. Okay, what was I doing? Let me make sure that everything is in place here. Make sure that all my shadows are in the right place here. Looks like I might still have to touch them up, but I'm gonna go ahead and fix the draw order on the hand before I do any of that. Just because I think that's going to be necessary. Okay. I'm actually gonna take a note. Oh no, that's calculator, not notepad. I'm gonna take a note of the order here. Just so this way I can reference it more easily. And this way I don't lose my numbers and know which order I need to be putting things in. It looked like I could just count down, but that appears to not be the case. It is so far. 231. I'm looking at the number right here. 230, 229, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, no, it looks like I totally can. Okay. So let's try that again. Let's start at 25. 25, 24, 23, 2, 21. I'm just gonna get a good look here. Okay, so that is just what the finger looks like. There was no problems. I was being silly. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and no, I do need this to be 12, 11, 10. Okay. Should be good now. Okay. Now there shouldn't be problems. Yeah. We're good. Alright, let me go touch up those shadows. And everything should be fine. And then I can worry about getting those last couple right where they belong. Just gotta touch up the tip right here. Because they were just a little bit off there. This is before I apparently cleaned all that up. So now I've just got to fix up right around there. But honestly, it's fine. It wasn't that hard to clean up in the first place. These shadows are super easy to work with. Just a solid color. I can move it around however I want. I don't have to worry about, like, any distortion. Totally fine. Alright, and then I can worry about these last couple there. That was quite a detour, though. I wasn't expecting the draw order on the hand relative to the hair to be such a problem. Didn't even pay attention to it at all when I was doing my initial sorting and all of that stuff. Didn't think it would even come up. I mean, see, they don't overlap at all in the default view. Just down here that suddenly I realized I had made a terrible mistake. A correctable terrible mistake, though. It's fine. I fixed it. It got fixed. Okay. So that'll be a funny story. Good information to put away for later. Things to watch out for. Actually, it is quite funny. I'm trying to think in my head and how I might avoid a situation like that in the future, but I actually can't really think of a good way to do it. The thumb. I forgot about the thumb. Okay. Totally forgot about the thumb. Let me see. Oh, I'm still arming it, that's why I can't see it. 90. So actually considerably higher. Can I get away with making it like 30? I didn't think so. Okay. I think this might be a problem for future me. What about you? Can I get away with making you 30? Not really. I don't think it looks that bad though, so I might just leave it. I don't actually remember what it looked like beforehand. I might go back and look at one of my older videos to see if the hand looking like this is problematic. I don't quite remember what the draw order on the thumb was. I can also check in Krita. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a problem for future me. Present me is gonna worry about hair shadows. I swear, one little complication can turn into a whole mess when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, now I have to go figure out the shadow on this strand here, and so I have to figure out what name it is. This is hair, thin shoulder clump strand, right. Hair, thin, hair thin shoulder clump. That's not it. Hair thin shoulder clump strand middle. That's not the right one. Shadow. Okay. Although it looks like you're supposed to go onto that. What are you? Thin strand. Okay. But I have to find your proper strand because it got misnamed. Okay, here we are. I don't like that, so let's do it manually. Which one were you? You're this one. Okay. Oh, it's because I don't have you flipping properly. Okay. Well, that's easy enough to fix. I need you to clip onto coat. Oh boy. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why it's... Okay, I think I have a thought of why that's happening. So we have coat sleeve. Are you part of the coat sleeve? No, you are not. Perfect. Shorl is indeed going to be in the final product. I am hoping to get it to spin. That is the hope. But I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. This is not something I've attempted before, and I cannot find good tutorials for it, so I'm just gonna guess. Basically, just try some things, see what happens. I don't know how all that's gonna work out, so it'll be an adventure. It's okay. Code upper right. There we go. Okay, perfect. That means I don't need to adjust that shadow, it just was not clipping properly. Perfect. Hooray. Okay, I think that is the downward head turn complete. We'll see what the picky me of tomorrow thinks, but the present me is pretty satisfied. So I guess, since you're curious about Shorl, I can talk about some of the other stuff that I'm planning on doing. So the big thing is just getting the head and the upper body to move around. I'm also kind of hoping to make a mode where she doesn't have her coat on. So I can hide the coat. I drew everything underneath for that purpose. So the first step here is just getting all the head movement done, because that's the most important. And then I'm going to be worried about kind of mostly the upper body. I don't plan to do, like, any foot movement. If I do any foot movement, it's going to be just very, very slight. Just a little bit of maybe turning left and right. Just small amounts. I didn't cut it for a lot of movement. I do plan to put physics on the bottom of her dress, even though it's on the lower body. Just because it looked fun. The lower part of her dress is kind of cool looking, so I kind of wanted to play around with that a little bit. But for the most part, when it comes to VTuber models like this, what really matters is pretty much everything from the waist up. The full body is rarely used, so this is the area that I care about. This is the area that I'm putting most of my focus into, especially the head. The head, I am giving it everything I got. Gotta make it look very nice. Eventually. Eventually this will go away. And it will not look very silly. And yes, I also do plan to put in a toggle that will hide Shorl. But I do plan to actually rig that and try to make it spin. Alright. But that will definitely be a problem for future me to solve. Much like this thumb. I'm not actually sure if that's how the thumb is supposed to look. But that's something I'm gonna have to figure out. We'll go ahead and do a wink. Alright. So I think this is where I will stop for today. So thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on the social media of your choice, and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.